We are back with Professor Avram Menlif. More on the story of ancient Egypt and modern society, and 10 plagues in the past, and these things that are happening today. What do you have to say? How is the story relevant?
Well, the tradition of the sages was to find relevance in everything to do with the contemporary times, with the teachings of the sages and the Bible. It is a method of interpreting reality based on teachings. So, to your question?
Do you find any connection between these ancient stories and modern stories?
I think that we need to insert interpretation and commentary into modern stories. So, if today there is a plague, and there are several, in Africa a great plague of locusts, and in China today a great virus, one should take these interpretive milestones, and leverage them. The question is how to leverage them. In a time of great desperation, the Chinese nation has been shut down. People are afraid in their homes and isolated. And in many ways, the Chinese government, which has spent decades building up the Chinese infrastructure, have seen that with hysteria and hype and fear, the economy is collapsing. A great tragedy for humanity. This can be also a great opportunity. An opportunity, obviously, for insight and for a discussion of the nature of governance, but more importantly, the relationship of creativity, of solving one's problems, of scientific collaboration, of laboratory collaboration. The symbolism of plague is just one phenomenon of many. When there is a plague, often it has effects on all and many different layers of society. And in addressing the problem of a plague, one needs to address the entire openness of society. So I think that one can take the opportunity to address a very critical issue that exists in China, and that is the openness of its people towards the world. The media is often exclusive to China. The access to international ideas, to the sharing of knowledge, to the sharing of experience of the world is limited. If the great love and the great cooperation in solving this crisis can be achieved when the United States and the Western allies, so to speak, of Europe, of Australia, of Canada, of the scientific world can hold hands with Chinese scientists and find solutions to this virus, and it could be the stepping stone for collaboration on other viruses and other pan-human goals, and it could genuinely open up a vista for to as has been demonstrated in cooperation, the ability to achieve and to solve problems in collaboration. This could just be the start of so many other potentials. So I think that when one looks at the story of the pharaohs in Egypt, and one considers the vistas open to us today, one can see that it is almost like a mirror image of Egypt. It is the mirror of dystopia. It is the opposite of it. And that we should consider ourselves having been informed and having been corrected by the tragic stories of Egypt, and to see our leaders and hope for our leaders to be post-pharaonic, and to have and to apply the great lessons of tragic histories, informed by the great horizons of our possibilities, to guide nations, but also to allow, in a very unique way, the freedom of people. And if that idea can be embedded within the political structure of the bureaucracy, to gradually free the individual and to create a mechanism where individuals can cooperate and to collaborate with each other in a non-binary way, that would be a wonderful expression of exodus from Egypt, of freedom, of the right to congregate, on the right to worship, on the right to pursue one's own hopes in one's own promised land. In tragic times, when fear overcomes all other feelings, the times where one looks and realizes that the forces of nature are so awesome and can conspire against all the potentials of humanity, that one realizes that with the humanity that exists with people, that bind, is very important. And that is almost a call to basics, the call to the basic human fabric, the earliest groups, from families to friends to people that need each other on an instinctual way. When people are in shock, when they go to the worst case scenarios where their lives are at stake and their existence is potentially wiped out, it becomes a springboard for new senses and for new possibilities.